This seems to also be working a lot better. Where did my second logistics employee go now? Where did my second Oh, wait. Wait. Boy, is that two of them? Look at this. They're... I think they're working inside each other. Look at that. There's Alistair and there's Ryan. My logistics employees have morphed. They've morphed into a single ultra logistics employee. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode of Good Company with me, Spacefish. And welcome back to our now very nicely automated production line out here. Now, we did all of this in the last episode, and I think it's really just about spooling up, but as you can see, we've got our first few programmable circuits actually rolled in onto the roller band right here. We should hopefully now have this bottleneck kind of slightly taken care of a lot better. I am not quite sure why I've got an exclamation mark and what that is all about, but that is a bit okay. No, that's not worrying. This is also not worrying, so we should be, let's say it like that, we should be good on these kinds of things. And once Corey actually decides to show up here and deliver some of these programmable circuits out to these people, that should be very fine and good indeed. So, should be making more money again very soon, I hope. We've also got other things that we could probably consider automating right here, especially of course the case production, because we've currently got 2 employees working away at it. I'm not quite sure how complicated or not complicated this would be. In terms of what they're using, you know, doesn't seem all too hard. We could keep this table out here and have an employee put all... I think it's pretty easy, isn't it? I mean, we would need like a small case machine that would make the plastic cases, and that's about it, right? Like, we could even place it right here, how it instantly connects, and you know, well, I'm not quite sure about the actual placement of... I think I want to kind of try that real quick, to be honest. Yeah, honestly, why not? I mean, we are already working away at all this automatization. We may as well, you know, actually continue the work in that one production line real quick, so that we can get this all over with and probably focus on the next one then, because at least the casing is definitely something we will be able to put more work into. I mean, we've got some first automatization here with the calculators already as well for this kind of stuff. Now we couldn't really move this over, so it's kind of this thing that we could probably replace, and then out here it's also really just the cases, but you know, it's like another 2 employees here, another 2 employees there, another 2 right there. It's like, you know, already 6 people we don't need to pay for anymore, and this stuff with the bot chassis isn't stuff is not really an option. But then again, we've got stuff like the metal working that we could probably actually use some machinery for in the future too, and then we've got more stuff up there. So I think there's a lot of automation work for us to take care of right here. First things first, let me actually get something into research though, because we are not currently researching anything, so that's not great. Kind of looking to see what we could be using here in the future. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I think the stereo speakers is one of the most recent things we actually decided to go for. Are we using memory banks just yet? I think we're still using register arrays, so that should honestly be pretty good still. We've got the compartments, but well, don't really need those, I don't feel. I mean, we hadn't really had the requirement for that. We could do low-res cameras. Could do like some improvement items, but like at this point, I really think we've kind of covered everything that's about somewhat pressing. I do think we were looking into the whole case things a bit, so we could do an enhanced case if we really wanted to, but I'm not really too fond of that either, to be honest. And I am very unsure what we really want to do here. I feel we could actually improve on the bot chassis, to be honest, because that is something we haven't really future-proofed yet. So let's do the hardened chassis. Then maybe afterwards we'll do like some camera stuff or whatever. But let's get that going. That way we will at least do our research duties. And I'll keep the time paused right here, because I'll be picking this apart real quick, which may actually proving harder than I would like it to, given that I really don't have the space to store all these parts. So let's see how that is gonna go. Do I have somewhere where I can get rid of those 8 metal in my inventory? That's 6 right there. Are we using metal anywhere else? Does not really very much look like it, so that's a bit of an issue. Maybe down here instead. Indeed. Okay, so that is going to give me a bit more space for moving things out. But yeah, we kind of sort of have to empty this shelf right here, which is probably going to prove a bit of a challenge to me, but we're going to try our best. This we can actually stack, can't we? No. Okay, it's only 100 for a stack. Just going to leave some of this in. No, that was blocked. Okay, great. Do we have somewhere where we need electronics parts? I will just take care of this real quick myself. I think this will take... Nope. We are actually good. Okay, so no cut right there, but we'll empty this out. We'll go and find those 2 employees. Unfortunately, I'm really sorry for that, but you guys have to go. Thanks for all your services. I really appreciate it. But now we are going to go and automate things a bit. Not quite sure about the placement of this shelving rack, to be honest. We may have to move that slightly just to ensure that we've got enough space for this machine, but this is all going to go, of course. We will use a small case machine, and we really only need this one thing, because, I mean, we're still using very basic cases here, so nothing too complicated, luckily. Now, I could be placing this here. Is this still doable without constraining any space? I think it is, actually. Maybe we don't need to move anything. Fingers crossed that we don't. But that said, I've got a slight issue here, because indeed we kind of ran out of inventory space. So that is fixed right there, and we will need some of these conveyor belts right here, which this guy is still working on, and it's still empty. So that's going to take absolute ages till we have more, but that's... maybe also something for us to automate in a minute here. Then, and we don't actually have enough space. I kind of forgot that I need conveyors and stuff. And yeah, it's going to be kind of big, actually. So, maybe... no, not deconstruct. Maybe we can move this thing to over here. Then we will just move that to over there, and he will have to walk a bit. Maybe we can place it a bit closer in the very end, just to kind of ensure... oh, it's actually a problem, though, in terms of accessibility for him, isn't it? Like, we can only move it up to here, because he needs to access it from the back, because we need to put something in front, which, that works, but out here, you know... God. If we do implement a turn right there, that blocks things, which is not great. Don't really want to have that happen. How am I going to go about this? Where am I going to squeeze the... oh, I think I've got an idea. Okay, let's try that. I don't really feel I have the amount of conveyors I need, so we will get time playing a bit. And we will already start building things, but I do need to get some more conveyors produced by my employee right there. So we'll have an automated retrieval segment right here that will go into a conveyor, which feeds this into the case machine, which that is the entry indeed, so that's good. Got kind of worried there for a second, and then we'll have our conveyor out here, which goes around this corner, basically. That is going to allow employees to move through still, and then I'm placing a storage segment right here, which we still do have the parts for, so that's actually good news. Now we are running out of... no, we don't actually need anything else. Okay, so that's great. We're going to pause time then, just to avoid any major bottlenecks. Really kind of constrained space here, but we did make it happen, so that is pretty good news, I hope. We'll have that shelving rack, of course, where we will, in the end, have the other cases end up. And I can probably just store a few things in there in a minute, too. Now, we will be doing, of course, plastic cases in here. And we will need 4 pieces of plastic followed by 3 plastic parts. So that's the rule that I'm going to set up right here. So please pick 4 of these and then bring me, like, oh god, 3 of these. And that should be the retrieval done. Now, I'm not going to be really able to move this workbench about the place. So this guy's going to have to move, or this gal, rather, is going to have to move a bit to actually put all the stuff in there. But it should hopefully still be fine. I mean, we're making like 10 plastic parts every, every 0.6 days. We can just make it a precision workbench just to make sure it actually is fast enough. It's not going to take us any more space. I don't really care about money, as you all know, at the moment. So, you know, just to ensure that we're good on frequencies there. And we will also be checking that we do... What in the world? What is all this other space taken up by? Yes. Okay, so that is weird. But we will, you know, be... Hello? Is this blocked now by my plastic case stuff? Oh, what in the world? Okay, well, we've kind of at least somewhat increased the slots here. I think we'll be doing 2 stacks of plastic and 3 stacks of plastic parts. I'm not quite sure how that'll balance itself out, but I hope that works. Now, the retrieval speed should be fine here. The build speed should hopefully also cover all our needs, of course. We'll make 5 a day. I mean, honestly, that should be pretty good. And then we will, of course, have our deliveries right here, which we will actually increase the volume of that. I can never get rid of this. I'm not sure if that's like kind of changed in the new versions of Good Company. I really surely hope so, and I really surely need to check that out with you guys finally. But yeah, for the time being, this is going to be the way that it has to work, and then my logistics employees are going to have to come and actually pick that up. Speaking of which, I've got 6 logistics employees in the zone, and they're still absolutely slow. Like, I don't know, I felt this should really lower their workload. Maybe it's actually increased it. I'm not quite sure, but like this is not getting picked up much at all, which is kind of worrying, you know, given that we do indeed have a bunch of space here and we do indeed have a bunch of stuff there, but it's still kind of, you know, bottlenecking out. And then we've got like a huge ton of logic circuits right there that just don't really quite get delivered at the frequency that I would want it to. I mean, you know, we gotta say, right, we saved ourselves like 8 employees at this point. So I may as well get like another 2 logistics employees to kind of balance out the logistics workload a bit, hopefully. And, well, then we're gonna hope that that is actually gonna fix our issues with delivery speeds. But looking at this now, you can see our plastic parts are being delivered, and this thing should work away. Oh boy, that was the wrong delivery frequency. Ha! I looked at this, not at that. Okay, so we need 20 and 15. Yeah, okay. Let's try and fix that. I mean, it's got 3 of these parts in its inventory, so we're just going to steal those from him. And we're just going to try and replace that plastic with my plastic. Yes. And then I can, from the machine, actually steal the 4 pieces of plastic we had here. Actually requires a lot of plastic, thinking about it. And maybe better off kind of doing the stacks like this. Because, like, she's going to use a lot of plastic, and the machine's going to use a lot of plastic, so I'd rather have more of that, I think. But okay, so this should now be the proper amounts. No, wait. I stole that. Why is it still in there? Okay, so that is 20, and that is 3 plastic parts again. I don't know if those were, like, somewhere on the conveyor. I didn't see them, but yeah, there we go. Look at that animation. That is so cool, though. Is it making 5 every cycle, basically? No, it's making more, is it? Oh, would have been great if that would have been timed, but still, I love that you can actually see how this thing is making the cases. That is pretty cool indeed. So that is working away nicely. It seems like we're picking up more of those logic circuits too, so hopefully that is going to be good. And, you know, there's a lot more still flowing in, so hoping that that's all going to work out for us. In terms of, you know, amount of parts in here, you can see, I mean, the plastic, jeez. We're using a lot of that. We are also probably using a bunch of plastic parts, but still, honestly, not quite that bad. And, well, I hope my logistics employees are going to be fast enough and actually up to snuff here on all this stuff. Now, other than that, well, I've got parts in here too that I would actually like to get rid of, so I will happily actually put my plastic in there too. And while we don't really have much of any plastic cases in there, we can just go and replenish that from the stock that we pulled from the other table, just to ensure that we are not having any backlogs at all. You can also see we're making a good bunch of profit again, 30k, so that's good. It seems like everything's slowly getting back into the groove of things, you know, now that everything's kind of being delivered in a somewhat timely manner. That is very, very good indeed. And, well, you know, I don't know, I'm feeling, honestly, I may want to kind of adjust this big shelving rack a bit, because we've got so many slots here, and so little for these like logic circuits, programmable circuits. It feels like this is literally the thing that takes the longest to deliver at the moment. You know, like these are all never running slow, but like my logic circuits, my programmable circuits, I don't really like it too much. And I've never really seen this shelving rack fill up with these pocket computers just yet. So we'll try something like this instead, and hopefully the logistics employees are going to bring a bit more stuff. And, well, hopefully that is then going to mean that we are going to be able to actually not have much of any shortages of materials right here. Also, this is like totally stopped, and that is now totally stopped. I hope somebody eventually picks that up, because, you know, we're certainly a bit short here. But, you know, the good news is I haven't seen any shortages now, so I'm honestly kind of pretty darn happy, because this could mean that we are now able to actually constantly do this with 3 assembly tables and not be running short on supplies, which would, of course, you know, inherently mean more profits for us, because we're going to be able to assemble more stuff. So that is actually really kind of nice. I hope that keeps working that way for us. Other than that, you know, everything up here seems to be working pretty badly, actually. That's not good. What's going on here? Why are we missing electronic parts out here now? It is kind of weird indeed. Oh, it's because nobody's stocking electronic parts in here. That's good. Why did I not up the inventory of this thing? What in the world? Oh boy, okay, so that was kind of my mistake, that we are running a bit low here. I mean, we still have sufficient backlog, so it should hopefully not affect us, and me just fixing that inventory should hopefully also mean, yeah, that we will be a bit better on this whole situation. Did I, at least? Yeah, I did do it out here. I'm not sure why I forgot us on the other side of things, but, well, you know, this, as you can see, means that our logistics employees are now going to be able to deliver more stuff, and this thing's going to be able to deliver more electronic parts and circuit boards and all, and, well, you know, in theory, that should hopefully solve that issue too. This here, I'm kind of happy with, honestly. Seems to all be working very well, nothing backlogged yet, which is surprising, but I think that may happen in due time. And we're not running out of anything here. I mean, we're constantly running 50k in profits again, so that's great. That's good news. Now, we had some issues, though, with the calculators as well, and you can see we still have them. So this is probably the next thing we need to look at. And I'm really not quite sure why we are selling this little. I mean, it feels like we're just making that little, and you can see right here we're missing simple circuits, which is super weird given that there is, like, a metric ton of those on this roller band. So why we are missing them, I'm not really quite sure. Is it because this is not linked? Seriously? I forgot the link. I forgot the link between the roller band and the big shelving rack. Oh god. Okay, I mean that explains it all. Yeah, of course, you know, very unfortunate. Good thing that I still have a bunch of those in my inventory for some reason. I'm definitely going to lob those at them. And, well, you know, this guy's going to keep producing roller bands or conveyor parts forever, so, you know, that's totally fine. This is going to be producing again, so that's another issue solved that I totally was oblivious to for some reason. Keith 600C still going strong for like the last 15 episodes, so which is kind of crazy, but yeah, I don't know, what do I say? I haven't really spent much time in actual play in the last few episodes, we're just constantly building new stuff, really. But that said, we've got the courier boss and we've got the camera drone, and both can now reach the next market phase, which I would really like to do. But before we do that, I would really like to do like a proper week just to see what our profits are now that the calculators are actually fixed to. Well, hopefully fixed. So, you know, with everything else still looking fine, 52k right here, but that's not a really proper week because I just fixed it towards the end of it. So, you know, I'm really curious here. We have completed our research, so we will pick a new thing now. I mean, we're super future-proofed, honestly, in terms of research. I don't think we've got anything to worry about here in the next 2 bajillion years, but we'll just keep researching, and, you know, we're nearing a new product, so who knows what we will need for that. Actually, this may be a mistake. Can I stop that? Can I stop research? I've never tried that. I guess we can just swap over, right? Yeah, we can. Okay, so I think we will actually swap over, because the next thing should be something robot-y, right? And, oh, I mean, we've even got gearboxes and jointed segments, so honestly, even for that, we're kind of prepared. The only thing I do want to do before, though, is we are going to do that large DC motor, I think, just to kind of make sure in case we need the speed instead of the whatever the other attribute is called, mobility, just in case we need that. We've already got, like, the third product down the line prepare, which maybe we could use in like 6 product cycles or something. So, you know, yeah, that's that. This is all working nicely. This seems to also be working a lot better. Where did my second logistics employee go now? Where did my second oh, wait, is that 2 of them? Look at this. They're... I think they're working inside each other. Look at that. There's Alistair and there's Ryan. My logistics employees have morphed. They've morphed into a single ultra logistics employee. What in the world? We've aligned their frequencies so perfectly because they had to wait. They are now literally one person. Oh my god, morphed logistics employees, that is absolutely insane. Okay, a very interesting one right there. Moving on to different topics. So I think I'm really happy now about our pocket PC production down here, honestly, because everything is now automated that we can really automate. We've even increased some production speeds down here, and well, everything's going pretty fine. I'm not too sure about the plastic parts, to be honest. We could probably be getting rid of a few of these tables just by upgrading a few others. So I'm kind of considering to do that real quick before we move on to actually doing the market phases. But what I also want to do is I want to... No, actually, that was a new... That's kind of under my performance expectations. You can see we sold like 13 calculators again, so that seems to be going smoothly. Now the key just kind of fluctuated a bit. Okay. I mean, that's fine. That is pretty fine. I'm rather happy with that. I think we're back on very solid ground here with our profit, and we've got a lot of automation done, so that should also be great. But let's look at this plastic stuff real quick here. We are pushing this out to here, here, and here. And where are we pushing the other tables out to? Not sure. What table are you attached to? Oh, this. Seriously? I'm not even using this table anymore. Good thing I've got an employee working there. So, you know, sorry. We are going to remove this very table. I don't know why you're not attached to anything, but goodbye. Now, we've got this here with, like, 2 tables attached, and we've got this here with, all these. So that seems to just be spread across everything for both things. Okay, so what I feel we are gonna do, I don't really quite know about, you know, like space usage and all. I don't really think if I have any on top automation that I need that I can squeeze into here. Maybe, actually, maybe I can. Maybe if I need like a secondary product that comes out of here or something, I could squeeze it into there. So we're going to get rid of this table. I'm going to have to fire this employee, so I'm sorry for that. We're just firing people left and right these days, aren't we? We're going to deconstruct that, and then we're going to, of course, upgrade these workbenches here to kind of enable our employees to work a bit quicker, and that should hopefully solve that for us. Then I hope I've not just created some bottleneck, fingers crossed right there, but I guess we'll find out, you know. That said, I've still got 2 simple circuits, which I would really like to get rid of. Not here, not there. I cannot get rid of them, which is annoying. We're going to get rid of like plastic cases instead, and we're going to go pick up the last few things from this right here. Clicking the wrong button right there, and we're going to remove that shelf, and that is going to be some newfound space for future automation, hopefully. So that's great. I think we've really now kind of maxed out what we can get from this assembly line at this point. So we're going to leave it there, and we are going to be moving on to, well, what are we going to be moving on to? I think we're going to be moving on to the market overview, and we're going to probably be advancing some market phases right here, but looking down below at the time that is going to happen in the next episode. So next episode then, courier bots, camera drone, we're going to have to advance the market phases. We're probably really just going to end up making more money. I'm not quite sure. I mean, for this courier bot, we may actually need to, no, I mean 15% discount. We can keep that for another market phase. So honestly, I think we won't need to do anything new for the products. We'll be advancing the market phase. We'll probably make it like a tad bit more money. We'll keep things where they are, and we will probably move on to automate some more case productions, maybe actually some metalwork. I think the next few episodes are still very much going to be in this whole kind of overarching theme of actually automating all the production. So that is the plan for that. For today, this has been it. I hope you very much enjoyed it. And as always, if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always help out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon right next to it to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with that all out of the way, as always, everyone, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.